This book ponders the question, what if the world's leaders have actually decided not to tackle climate change? What if they decided it's easier to deal with the impacts rather than tackle the underlying causes? And if that's the case, what are their plans as extreme weather and climate change starts to impact on us all? My name's Nick Buxton. I work at Transnational Institute and have been involved on climate and social justice issues for many years. And I was actually started to look at these issues way back in 2009 when I was at the Climate Convention in Copenhagen. There was huge expectation that that summit would deliver. And I was there and I saw over 11 days and it became quite clear that actually there was a determination by every country not to act. They were all looking for excuses not to act. And I thought, well, in that case, what are they going to do with actually impacts of climate change? What preparations have been made as extreme weather and climate change starts to affect us all? And that's why I started to explore this book. And the forces that really started to hone in on were the military and corporations. And the book actually opens by looking at the US Defense Department, whose budget dwarfs any other nation, and the corporation Shell, one of the biggest corporations on the planet. And both of them have long-term plans, not just for 30 years, but right up to the end of the century, about how they will deal with the impacts of climate change. In the case of the military, it's very much about how do we respond to the social unrest that might result, the migration crises that could exacerbate, the food and water situation shortages that could happen in some areas of the planet. And how do we control the unrest and keep stability, particularly for corporations to continue to act, and for those who already have wealth to keep that wealth. And what we see in the case of Shell is how they can keep their business going of extracting the oil, of keeping the profits, the huge profits rolling, even though it's wrecking the planet. So they have no intention long term of changing their business model. Their business model is wrecking the planet, and their determination is how to keep that going. And what we see in all of this is that corporations in the military are very much responding in a paradigm of control. It's security. And that this word security has suddenly infected every part of daily debate. We see it, food security. We see it very recently now with everyone saying we need security of our borders to protect against refugees. We need water security. And in all of these cases, what you see is those who are being secured are the corporations and those who have wealth. And those who are losing out are those who are actually suffering the most from climate change. So the peasant who has their land grabbed in the name of food security, the community that no longer has control of their river because a corporation has taken it in the name of water security, or the protesters against coal power stations who are actually trying to stop the climate crisis, being repressed and having their civil liberties taken away in the name of energy security. In each of these cases, the security is quite clearly for a small proportion of people and insecurity for the vast majority. I think this is one of the most important issues of our age is do we want to leave our future in the hands of corporations and the military? Or do we want to reclaim that future and put it back in our hands? And what we see throughout the book is that there are many inspiring examples of communities who are not just resisting this paradigm of security, but are actually putting forward alternatives. The farmers who are advancing agroecology and saying we need a more healthy and sustainable food for our future. The communities who are saying that we need new forms of sharing water agreements, which actually seek to give water to everyone rather than for just a few. These are the examples of alternatives that are existing and are being practiced, and very much the future that we all need.